All right, I got a quick ads one today. We're going to talk about retargeting ads on Meta and Google. And this can apply for e-commerce stores, SaaS stores, and anything you're running a funnel through online and you're currently using the Google or Meta or TikTok platform. And I want to focus on the D2C side here, where you're selling a more, bottom of the funnel direct conversion product. If you are selling something with a little bit more of a product life cycle, you can say, takes more convincing for a customer. I'm going to make more videos on those types of products. But if you're selling e-commerce and if you're selling direct D2C SaaS, then you're probably running retargeting campaigns. And you're probably spending a significant amount of your budget on retargeting. And you're going to want to make sure that every dollar spent on retargeting is converting and you're retargeting the right people, you're segmenting all of the people you're retargeting and not just blanketing everyone. And those are some of the things that I'm going to talk about. So D2C, your ads miss cart abandoners, 40% of buyers add then bounce, half your budget chases cold leads, hot shoppers slip away daily. So you set up a nice retargeting campaign for all of your abandoned carts. You think that you're going to convert them just because they, signaled as abandoned cart in your, audience segmentation. Then next thing you know, you're just spending money on cold clicks. And you think that, you look back on all of the people that are in your abandoned cart list on your CRM or on Shopify, and you're going to see that none of them converted. And even if Facebook or Google is showing you there's a couple of conversions, you're paying for a ton of clicks, and those clicks are still real money being burnt. And if you're trusting the Google and Meta platform with no plan or strategy going into it, and you think you're just going to do retargeting based off of something you've seen, and you're not getting into it with a plan, really. You need to have a strict budget from the beginning. Do you have enough data to support your retargeting efforts? Do you have enough data to even tell you that retargeting works yet before you scale, quote unquote? And, I'm going to talk about it later, a fast way to burn your money. You're going to be listening to data Google is telling you, and you're going to feel like a lot of the customers you're getting or the clicks you're getting are just going to convert. And, if I'm building my retargeting list, you might feel like you're continuing to build that add to cart or whatever you're retargeting, right? I'm using add to cart here as an example because it's very common in e-commerce. People are going to be retargeting their add to cart users, and it's going to be very easy to see the results. It doesn't take a long time when you're doing a retargeting campaign. You should be able to see sales on day 1 or 2. They're warm leads. These are people that have been to your product store, to your product page, have decided to add to cart or take a warm action toward checking out or making a payment, and then you're retargeting them. And not to mention your ad that you're using should be as geared toward a retargeting effort as possible. That's something else that I feel like a lot of people I see are just absolutely missing the ball on. They're creating an ad that's prospecting ad or prospecting. I don't like that word, but you can say your data building ad sets that you're initially launching at a much lower budget. And people think if my creative worked there, I got good data, I got a couple of sales, then it does work at that level, but it doesn't mean that your retargeting can be lazy. And you have AI today. There's 100 tools that you can use for minimal cost, and I'm going to make videos on a couple of these tools that'll just absolutely change the way that you're A/B testing. And I want to talk about these because if you're not using them, you're basically at a massive disadvantage. And people who are choosing to implement the faster iterations of creatives and the loops, and on the creative side, you need to be on top of what's working. You can't just, it's not the 2018 advertising game where you can use the same, I'm not saying statics are a bad type of creative, but you just use the same static or the same video even. Statics can work really well today if you just use one static ad. In fact, some of the best converting ads today in March 2025 for e-commerce stores are just plain static ads. They have the offer, they go right to the product benefit or the price, and depending on what they're selling, and it's still a killer. So don't sleep on simple ads, but also really gear your messaging toward your effort here. Don't let cold clicks just drain your budget dry. You're going to think you're retargeting just because Facebook or Google is labeling the ad set as a retargeting campaign, but that doesn't really mean your retargeting efforts are up to your par. And by up to your par, I mean making your business profitable. And obviously, as any ad set, just pull back ads fast, retargeting. If it doesn't work in 1 to 2 days, literally 1 to 2 days, just cut the ad. It's absolutely no point to run retargeting campaigns that are the most bottom of the funnel customers that you're going to find on your entire ad platform anywhere you look. So don't waste your money there. If you're going to waste money, at least do it, at the data collection level. You'll have something to work off of later. So the first step is make sure you're tracking everything. The first step, make sure everything that you're looking at in terms of your data is accurate. I talk about this, and I'm going to continue to talk about this. If you have the pixel in there, then make sure it's set up correctly. Otherwise, you're essentially just targeting random people. People that Google tagged as a conversion or a add to cart or a certain type of action on your website that maybe you custom created, and if in fact it doesn't match up on your actual customer database and your payment processor, then that doesn't matter at all. If you're looking at data and it's incomplete or it's misleading, that's the number one problem. So Google, they are the best in the world in terms of data tracking. So use what they have. Use the in-house feature. They have the Google Tag Manager. You guys should be able to do this on your website. Go to tagmanager.google.com, and if you know your business, you know what you're looking for in terms of conversion event, then you're going to know exactly what you're looking for. For an example, if you're doing add to cart event, you're going to look for the /add to cart pages, and you're going to install a simple trigger event. You're going to generate it in your Google Tag Manager. You're going to create a new event. You're going to add it to the add to cart page. Then you're going to simply go back to your Google Tag Manager. You go to the preview section, run the event on your web page, and you're going to see it fire. It's really that simple. You can do this in an hour or two. It could take less if you already know exactly what you're looking for. But again, you're going to need to understand, is add to cart really what you can spend hours setting up random events, and I don't want to make anything about this focused on a setup, a technical setup. Your goal is here not to waste money and not to spend money on cold clicks when you're doing a retargeting campaign. That's the effort here. Whether you do that, if you already have a pixel installed and it's working great for you, don't even worry about this. I mean, if you're doing well in the ROAS side and you haven't maxed out there yet, don't start tagging customers and changing the way Google reads your data. Work with what you have, scale to where you feel like you're at the limit to where your account can scale. And if you get results, you don't ever mess with them. If you're getting a ROAS, and when I mean results, I don't mean in-platform results. I mean payment processor results. I mean customers that you can attribute directly to the charge versus the customer profile you can look at on Google. And those two things are, extremely important. You need to have a Google Analytics set up. You need to be able to see your traffic, and those numbers in terms of traffic at least need to match up. If you don't have a comprehensive customer data tracking side of this set up, then at the very least you need to have a traffic monitoring system where you're validating the traffic that Google is showing you. You have a good understanding that Google is leading you toward a more profitable, clear path for scale. So you don't want to be looking at just jumbled numbers and really just wasting your own time at the end of the day. Set up your tag manager. If not, if you're ready for scale, honestly, you should already have this set up. But if you don't, I recommend, ASAP, get that going. And then the next thing is, once you have confidence in that, then just go. Your retargeting is some of the highest return on investment advertising dollars that you can spend. Today, last year, the year before that, you're gonna get great return if you can trust your data and you can scale your ads with a CAC that you can trust. So if you have a CAC that you have in mind, you have honestly, if you're not at the point of serious profit and you're still in platform on Google, still scale, but you don't, as long as your traffic data is looking good, the customers are actually showing up, you're still building the pixel or you're still building customer data, then it doesn't matter at the earlier stages, but hit your retargeting efforts hard. Know what you're optimizing for. I can't tell you that without knowing your business. If you're not an e-commerce store, there's a whole lot of things you can be optimizing for. So I'm talking in terms of direct to consumer e-commerce, but whatever you're selling, have those metrics. And like every business owner will say, you should have metrics that you're looking at all day, every day, and even in the ad platform, you should have some of those, really key metrics that it might change week to week. You might start with the data collection side, that you're just looking for a ton of email signups, and that's your custom conversion. You have a software that you're getting people to get on a free trial version for, and you're just collecting emails. Maybe a good email cost per email for you is $12 an email because you know that your LTV is $120. Then if you're getting emails for $11.50, continue to run it. That's your goal. And if it's not a direct return on investment, when you're just going to lump all of your retargeting efforts into one big segment, prematurely scale, this is the recipe to burn your account, and you're gonna feel like you're at a point where $10,000 a week makes more sense, $15,000 a week, and when you're scaling and you're watching your CAC not on a daily basis, and you're talking about hundreds of conversions, then overspending by $10,000, $20,000 is going to be fatal when it's on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. And it's the fastest way to burn your entire business, give you cash flow problems. Honestly, it's a really low-hanging fruit for Facebook and Google to lie to advertisers. Very similar to the PMax and Advantage Plus features that they have. They put them out there as sort of these magical sort of products that they own that can supercharge your advertising efforts, when in reality, if you're not approaching it just like every other ad set and watching every dollar that's going through, they will take a premium on you, and they will take your hard-earned ad dollars and make it a lot harder for you to scale. keep that in mind, guys. You guys, if you're doing over 15,000 a month in ad spend, then go to conversionwin.com and book a free call. You can go through your ad accounts. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd be absolutely happy to chat. Also, we're based in New York. So if you're in New York anytime, hit us up on Twitter or on YouTube, wherever, and be happy to talk. Appreciate it, guys.